I want to title this video, Rona Black Attack, Tuskegee Experiment 2.0. Now, before I get started, I want to encourage you to go to my Spreaker channel. The link is on the bottom in the description box, just in case YouTube decides to remove this video, because there's certain information that YouTube does not want you to hear. So again, I encourage you to go to my Spreaker page and follow me on Spreaker in case this video is deleted. I also encourage you and permit you to re-upload this video if you can. If you can download this audio clip and re-upload it in a video, it's okay by me, because this is information that a lot of black people missed. It went right by them, mainly because black people don't watch Fox News. They're programmed and conditioned to watch CNN and all of the Trump hating media. So they skip over Fox News and they think Fox News is racist and biased. So they ignore it. But on Fox News is where you get certain information that they're not going to play on Trump-hating media. And one of the things that was said during a briefing was regarding black Americans. There's a full briefing that I'm going to put the link on the bottom, and you guys can watch it in its entirety. I'm going to play a small clip of it. And it was when President Trump and the task force was given an update on Tuesday. And it was something that was said, and even a couple of black reporters was asking about this. And Trump appeared to be quite concerned, and he said that he really don't like what he see happening in the black community, and he's going to try to do something about it. He's going to try to find out information and try to get to the root of this problem. Now, there's a reason why I call this video the Tuskegee Experiment 2.0, because I firmly believe that the coronavirus is targeting black Americans. So why do you say that? Before I get on with the video, I'm going to let you listen to this clip and let you come to your own conclusions. Check this out for yourself.
And we're actively engaging on the problem of increased impacts. This is a real problem, and it's showing up very strongly in our data on the African American community, and we're doing everything in our power to address this challenge. It's a tremendous challenge. It's terrible. And provide support to African American citizens of this country who are going through a lot, but it's been disproportional. They're getting hit very, very hard. In fact, while we have Tony here, I'd like to maybe have you come up and address that one, and then I'll continue. But if you could address that, it would be great, Tony, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We have a particularly difficult problem of an exacerbation of a health disparity. We've known literally forever that diseases like diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and asthma are disproportionately afflicting the minority populations, particularly the African Americans. Unfortunately, when you look at the predisposing conditions that lead to a bad outcome with coronavirus, the things that get people into ICUs that require intubation and often lead to death, they are just those very comorbidities that are unfortunately disproportionately prevalent in the African American population. So we're very concerned about that. It's very sad. It's nothing we can do about it right now except to try and give them the best possible care to avoid those complications. Thank you.
Okay, so as we see, and they talk about more of this during this briefing, but I find it quite interesting, and this is something I mentioned a while ago, but again, you have people that will attack you and they want to believe what the media tells you, or they want to believe what the demon crap tells you. In my own humble opinion, this is the way that the demon craps, and I think the demon craps are actually behind this so-called coronavirus thing. But this is the way the demon craps are punishing black people and trying to keep them on the demon crap plantation. Why do I say that? Because now, if you listen to Nancy Pelosi, she's talking about, and even pushing even more, about pre-existing conditions. Now, Fauci, or whatever his name is, this doctor that just spoke, he spoke on pre-existing conditions, diabetes, high blood pressure, and what have you, that's prevalent in the black community. So because people have this precondition, then black people are more susceptible of getting this Ronavirus that started in China, allegedly. Now, if you think back on the relationship between China and black people, and even the Asians here in America that own these hair shops, these beauty supply shops, where black people and Asians are always butting heads with each other. And they've made it perfectly clear in many cases that they don't like black people. There's even products in China that's straight out racism. And they've accepted it as being a normal thing. So China, in my own personal opinion, don't mind using black people as a guinea pig, as a test rat. They don't mind sacrificing people that they consider to be less than themselves and less intelligent. So it's quite interesting that this is a virus that was created in the laboratory, and they keep saying over and over again, which kept troubling my soul, that it's a genetic virus. Whose genes did they create this virus from? Now, of course, I know that they say that there's white people dying, that's affecting everybody, but it's quite interesting that they start out saying that old people, people that was up in age and that had pre-existing conditions, were more susceptible of dying of COVID. So now they turned it to young people and said, well, there's young people that may have it and don't realize that they have it. Now it's a black issue. What I find interesting about that is that here locally, 3 drugstores was closed down because of coronavirus, they say. These 3 drugstores just so happen to be in the so-called black community. So if this is a drug or a virus that's conditioned to destroy black people and control people, and if black people are actually being used as a lab rat, of course they don't want you going to a pharmacy to get medication to heal yourself. I posted a video not long ago, and it was removed on every single one of my channels. I tried to re-upload it under a different name, and it wouldn't take. And it was telling you about how you can actually heal yourself with black seed oil, and how black seed oil heals everything but death. And Facebook, or better yet, YouTube, removed that video. Now, on that video, I had all likes on that video. It was growing. But YouTube found that to be inappropriate, and they removed it. There's a video that David Icke did an interview he did. YouTube and Vimeo, I believe it's called, removed his video. I have it uploaded on my WordPress page. You can listen to that video or that interview on the WordPress page. There's certain information that they don't want you to have. They don't want you to heal yourself because you are a test rat, especially black people. And it's interesting now that black people are the target and black people are now being affected more by Rona. Not only that, I watched a video of a young man that's in prison, and I questioned, how did Rona get in the prison system? If this was from Asia and it was brought over here from people that was traveling back and forth, and now it so happened in the hood, and it's affecting people behind prison walls, then that lets us know that it was created here in America, maybe with the help of China, designed to take out a certain group of people. Population reduction, which I talked about that back in 2012, I think it was. I made that video when I had the Fearless 2005 channel. So blacks are more affected by the coronavirus now than elderly people. And you find that the demon crabs seem untouched, unmoved. And I questioned on Facebook, why aren't they social distancing? And why don't you see them wearing masks? The demon crabs, the politicians, Congress, lawmakers, you don't see them social distancing. Now you may see a few that's on video, and then people will say, well, they're doing video conferences defending them that's trying to destroy you. And they're trying to destroy you because they don't want you to vote Trump. They see that your eyes are opening. They see that more and more black people are now starting to support Trump. This is their way of trying to maintain or retain power. It's all about power, even if it means sacrificing you. So, the hardest hit is black people by Chinese virus. Let that sink in. I know some of y'all are not going to catch this till maybe later on when things really start coming to the light, and then you start thinking back on this, and maybe you won't think on it because it goes in one ear and out the other ear. But people with pre-existing conditions, this is their way of trying to retain power. Nancy Pelosi is trying to convince Trump to drop the lawsuit to reverse Obamacare. She want to keep you guys poor. Trump is working to get you off of welfare and get to working so that you can become self-sufficient. If you choose to open your business, you can do that. But if you're being controlled by the government, if you're on the bottom always begging for crumbs, they're going to continuously send these politicians to the church every year. They're going to continuously make the promises to you of free health care, of free this and free that, and you get nothing. You get nothing but an empty promise, and then next election time, they're coming again, making the same promises because you are their slave. So this video might not be up too long, but I encourage you guys to download this, re-upload it, or just go to Spreaker. The link is in the description box. And follow me on that page. That's where this will be. That's why I'm making this on Spreaker. Because if I make a live video, of course, I can upload it to WordPress. But I'm paying for these sites. So they're not going to remove it. If they do remove it, then that's when I cancel my subscription. And I would no longer pay. Right? So I'm going to put the link to this full briefing. And you guys listen to it in its entirety. And listen, get away from the brainwashing idea or thoughts that Fox News is not for black people. Get out of your mind, man, that it's racist. You have to start opening your minds up. We're living in a time where black people cannot afford to keep a closed mind. You need to wake up and see who your true enemy is. And I can tell you, your true enemy is not Trump. This is all by design. This dude made a video in prison and was showing how his roommate, I'm going to call him a roommate, was dying of corona, and they were doing nothing. And they told this dude that they were going to die. And this dude showed out in the courtyard, like near the basketball court, where they put a tent up where they put the dead bodies at. They set up these tractor trailer trucks, these freezer trucks, to put your bodies in when you're dead. And it's easy for them to blame coronavirus on your pre-existing conditions. If you got high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, and even heart disease, and you die of that, they're actually told in some places that I've read, they're told to put down that you died or they died of coronavirus so that they can have a much higher number so that they can push their agenda. See, so it's much deeper than y'all think, man. And once you watch that David Icke's interview, that has much more information on it to explain what's really going on. Now, it's interesting now that they're starting to target food. They started to target these food markets where they ration out food to you, or they're closing food markets, and they're telling you that now Walmart was told that they can't sell clothes now because coronavirus might be in the clothes. So coronavirus has become the monster. There's a monster behind every tree, every wall. So now coronavirus could be in the clothes and you can't buy no clothes now. So right now the Democrats, and I told you guys, I've been telling you, they're evil. And as long as black people keep supporting them, and see, keep in mind, all this did not come until the Democrats started losing power. They started losing control. And their main source of strength come from the black people. It would have been the illegal immigrants. But black people are their source of power, because as long as you continue voting for them, they remain in power. And when they start losing power, things like this occur that send you in a state of frenzy, buying up toilet paper, buying up food, thinking that's going to save you. And then they're going to tell you you can't work. They closed down all businesses. I wanted to get some Dunkin' Donuts and couldn't get it because they were closed, or they had a drive-through and the line was too long. And I'm not going to sit there and wait for no donuts. I'm just not going to do it. Okay, but there's a lot of stuff that's happening now that y'all can't see and you refuse to see. But it's quite interesting now that it now has become a black thing, where black people now are targeted. See, that's fear. These are fear tactics, man. These are fear tactics, and as long as you keep listening to the demon craps and they keep telling you it's Trump, and then you railing against the wrong people, that's by design to keep them in power. And now they're starting to wipe out black people to instill even more fear that you would vote for them, to keep them in power. So I'm going to put the 2 links on the bottom. You guys check it out for yourself. But this is the Tuskegee Experiment 2.0. The same thing they did with the Tuskegee Experiment. And if you guys are not familiar with that, Google it and you will get the information on what happened with the Tuskegee Experiment when they used these black men, filled these black men with syphilis, didn't tell them that they had syphilis, and it went untreated. They wanted to see how that disease work inside them. And they use black people, black men, as the guinea pig. That's the same thing that's happened with this coronavirus. So feedback, tell me what you think until next time. It's tight, but it's right.